You always hear that the opposite of love is indifference. They're wrong. The opposite of love is this: a cold, hollow space in your chest where you discover you've been surgically removed from your own life for 3 years. I wasn't just married to Elisa, I was her project. I was the visionary, the one who built our tech firm from a garage to a $50 million valuation. She was the practical one, the one who handled the books, the accounts, the boring stuff. The boring stuff, it turns out, was a series of wire transfers, forged signatures on personal guarantees, and a shell corporation in her lover's name. The end didn't come with a dramatic confrontation. It came with a text from my bank, account frozen, then a call from my head of engineering, asking why the payroll hadn't cleared. By the time I got to the office, the locks were changed. A smirking security guard handed me a box with a desk plant and a restraining order. She hadn't just left me, she had leveraged my personal assets to secure a new round of funding, cashed it out, and filed for corporate and personal bankruptcy in my name. She left me with the shell, the debt, and the SEC investigation. I wasn't a broken man wandering the streets. I was in a 24-hour diner at 3 a.m. nursing my 7th cup of burnt coffee. My laptop opened to a legal help website I couldn't afford. I had maybe 48 hours before my name hit a watch list. That's when the car pulled up, a black, unassuming Audi. A man in a simple dark suit got out and walked in. He didn't look at anyone else, Mr. Thorne, he asked. I didn't answer. My employer has been following your wife's recent business activities. He finds her, inefficient. He placed a business card on the table. It was blank, except for a single embossed crest. He's an investor. He dislikes being surprised by fraud, and he believes you may have information he can use. He's prepared to offer you a solution in exchange. They didn't mysteriously bring me to a mansion. They drove me to the penthouse of a private unmarked building. Mr. Karras wasn't a godfather in the cinematic sense. He was a quiet older man in a bespoke suit, looking over the city. He looked more like a university chancellor than a crime boss. He didn't offer me an empire. He offered me a job. Your wife, Elisa, and her partner, Mr. Keel Karras said, his voice calm. They think they're players. They're children who found a loaded gun. They've made a bid on the city's new data hub contract. They're using your reputation and your stolen capital to do it. He turned to face me. His eyes were pale blue and utterly devoid of emotion. My organization is also bidding on that contract. I intend to win it, but I also intend to make an example of them. You know where she buried the bodies. You know her passwords, her habits, her tells. You will work with my forensic accounting team. You will give them everything. And if I do, I asked, my voice hoarse, my legal team will handle your SEC problem. Your debt will be restructured under my umbrella. You will no longer be a victim. Mr. Thorne, you will be an asset. This wasn't a test of trials. It was a war. For the next 2 weeks, I didn't sleep. I lived in a secure suite, fueled by a cold, precise rage I never knew I possessed. I wasn't just a man seeking revenge. I was a whistleblower with a death wish. I gave them everything: the hidden ledgers, the backdated invoices, the name of the Cayman Bank. The showdown wasn't some dramatic party. It was the final bid presentation at the City Planning Commission. Elisa and Keel were there, looking polished, confident. They gave their presentation. It was slick. It was also a complete fabrication. When Elisa saw me sitting in the back row, she just looked annoyed, bothered, like I was a piece of trash that hadn't been taken out. Then, Karras' team was called. Our lawyer, a shark in a $5,000 suit, stood up. The board has a right to know, he began, that our competing bid from VTech Solutions is not only financially unsound, but is currently being financed by stolen and laundered assets, for which the SEC and the Southern District of New York are preparing indictments. He didn't need me to speak. He just motioned to an aide, who began distributing a thick, bound report to the board members. My report. I watched Elisa's face. The color drained from it. The confidence, the poise, It all evaporated. She wasn't looking at the board. She was staring at me. Her new partner Keel was already sweating, looking at the exits. Their bid was disqualified. The contracts were ours. As the meeting adjourned and 2 men in dark suits quietly approached Keel, Elisa made a move. She cornered me by the elevator. The arrogance was gone. It was replaced by a raw, ugly panic. Marcus, you can't, she whispered, her hands grabbing my jacket. You can't do this. It's me. Tell them it's a mistake. Tell them you lied. I'll give you half. Please, Marcus, don't let them do this to me. I'm begging you, please. She was actually starting to sink, her knees buckling, her whole body shaking. I looked down at her, this woman who had signed my name on papers that would have put me in prison for 20 years. I didn't feel rage. I didn't feel sadness. I just felt nothing. That cold, hollow space. I pulled my jacket from her grip. You should have handled the boring stuff better, Elisa. I turned and walked away. I wasn't a godfather. I wasn't rich. I was something else entirely. I was in debt to Mr. Karras, and I had just proven I was a very valuable asset.